Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your angel reading for the week of April 11 through 17 of 2022. So I've changed the camera angle at the request of at least one subscriber who said that they wanted to see the spread. Okay, so I've changed things around. You let me know, please, what you think. If you prefer this, you prefer the other way. A little bit of input would be really great. It helps me make decisions. Okay, so here we have some of your cards out, and we'll get the rest in a minute. Okay, so far this is, oh, hang on, it's this one. The way the cards come out is sometimes different from other times, and every time though, like they give me, they being the angels, give me very clear instructions on how to choose. So just now 2 cards flipped out, and they said immediately that no, it's not both of them, it's just that one, right? So that's how I decide. I just listen, and it could be different every time. So, okay, so now your cards are all out, all your messages. So let's start here with peace. So it feels like you've been kind of worried about things, from a personal standpoint, what things feel like, but it's for many of you anyway, it's to do with world events and how that affects you, how that impacts you, and your family. Your angels are saying, please don't worry about that. They are looking after everything. They are guiding you every step of the way. And so your job is to listen to the guidance, right? And to understand that they always have your best interests at heart. They can't go anywhere else. They can't do anything else. All they do is hang out with you and try to guide you upon your best path, right? The times that we know that we've been off the path, that we haven't been listening to the guidance, are the times that felt crummy. And now, it doesn't mean that you, like, I don't know of any person who has always and consistently been on the right path. Everybody has had some kind of an experience that felt awful, that that they had to adjust, that they had to learn something from. Now, every time you do that, if you hadn't learned it then there would come a time in the future when you would have to learn it. So, my view kind of is the earlier you learn it, the better, because then you're done that and you don't have to learn it later, right? So the message for right now from all your guides is to please relax about, like doom and gloom theories and things like that. Don't pay attention to those, because everything is looked after. Yes. Okay. Now, you often suffer from this perfectionism. It's like you're trying so hard to make everything absolutely perfect. Can you see this card? I think I need to adjust the light. It's like you're trying so hard to make everything perfect, or make it ultra efficient, or things like that, that you're forgetting that there is room for variety. There is room for things to be a little different than maybe they were last time, or it's okay if you forget one little detail. You can just work that in later. The perfectionism, it feels like it comes from something in your childhood or whatever, where perfectionism was perfection, seemed to be expected of you. And so you're still working really hard to get there. Now, please understand that whoever was expecting that of you was a human as well, and therefore had human limitations. They maybe just didn't understand at that point that perfection is not the goal, excellence is, right? So you took that expectation and really brought it into your heart, and it has lodged there ever since. You maybe don't even realize that that's how that came about and whatever. But so, do your best still, but try not to stress over the tiny wee details, because there is always room for things to change and to be better. And so when there is always room for that, your strive for perfectionism, you are always going to be disappointed every time. You're gonna be like, ah, man, I didn't think of that. Okay, you didn't think of that. Catch a break for yourself. It's all good. Okay, try and relax over this. You're still going to do your due diligence. You're still going to do your best, But if there's something you forgot or something that didn't work the way you intended it to, let it be okay. Let that be okay. Have some compassion for your own self. that's that's yeah, I'm going to have to adjust that light. Anyway, so with this perfectionism, like, you tend to put that on other people as well, and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing that. But, when you expect those things of yourself, it's pretty hard to not expect the same of somebody else. So, when you're sitting there thinking, oh man, that could have been done so much better, whether it's yourself you're thinking of or somebody else, try very hard to release the judgment about that. Release judgments about yourself and others, and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Yeah. So, realize that we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do things differently from each other. And my God, how boring would it be if we all did things exactly the same, right? We don't want to do everything the same as each other. We want to be individual. And so having some acceptance, some compassion, some love for everybody, no matter what their state, and just simply doing your own best with what you have available, that is amazing. Okay. And that'll help you. It's like it'll release some tension within you, because you will understand that there is no need for perfection. Okay. All right. Now, there is something going on in your life right now that is achieving some recognition. Now, I'm unclear, probably because it's a group reading, I'm unclear whether this is work related or whether it's home related or relationship or, something else that's going on in your life. It could be a small project. It could be a huge, big thing. But somebody is taking notice and is complimenting you upon your work ethic, your what you accomplished, what you achieved, and how you did it. So, take your bow, and understand that you achieved that because of your willingness to excel, right? Not because of this perfection thing. Do you understand the difference there? Perfection is never satisfied, ever. Excellence is satisfied as soon as you understand that you did your best. Right? Okay. And so this recognition is recognition of excellence, not of perfection. Okay. Now, everything has cycles. Everything begins, has a middle, and has an end. So there's something that you can be expecting right now. So it feels like, okay, it's spring, things are changing, there's new things happening all the time. Some things in your life are coming to an end, others are just beginning. Sometimes the end of a cycle can be a real struggle. Oh, and I'm just hearing that there's maybe a like a renewed beginning. Does that make sense? So there's something that was in your life for a long, long time, and for a little while hasn't been, and now will be again. And this feels like a very positive thing, like a renewal of, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's I'm not sure, something else that you had on the go that you had let go of, thinking it wasn't possible, that now you can consider again. Something along those lines. And so sometimes it doesn't feel good to have the end of a cycle, but the end of that has to come so that there is room for the new beginning. Things just do cycle like that. Life is like that. Everything on our planet is like that. You know, the seasons tell the tale of that every year. So the more you can embrace it, the better you will feel. You realize, you know, when you get up in the morning, if you rested well, you'll feel lots of energy. Get up and go. You've got what it takes to do all the everything. And gradually throughout the day, you feed yourself a few times, that kind of thing. Maybe you take a little downtime during the day to rest up a bit more, and then you go some more. And by the end of the day, though, you're getting a little depleted, you're tired, it's time for a sustained rest, right? And so then you go to bed and you sleep for your 8 hours, I hope, and get up again and do it again, have the high energy at the beginning, and it gradually diminishes throughout the day. And that is a perfect example of a cycle. Yeah. And letting all of that just happen with a natural flow, understanding that sometimes you're going to have more energy than others. Like understanding too that all of this is affected by the moon cycles, right? And so, everything is intertwined. Everything is sometimes beyond your understanding, your immediate understanding. So it's okay to just say, oh, this is how this is right now. Okay. All right. So again, cutting yourself some slack, yourself and other people, having some understanding, some compassion, no need for the perfection, allowing yourself to feel peace. All right. And so here, okay. So your guides are saying you will be much better served if you would allow yourself to hear and see and feel your own divine guidance. Now, for some of you, it feels like that it's the language that has you resisting that. So, divine guidance goes by many different names. On this card, it happens to be called divine guidance. It can also be, God. It can be source. It can be the universe. It can be your gut instincts, your intuition, your knowledge of self, right? Any and all of those things are equally accurate. So you can trust it. Whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. We're all talking about the same thing. So whether this is kind of your gut instinct that says, oh, I need to check on that, whatever, and you go and it's just on the verge of breaking down or something like that, right? Or, no matter what it is, you can trust it and follow it. That is your roadmap. So when you sit, no matter what you think, like whether you're talking to your angels or you're talking to your higher self or you're talking to the collective consciousness, or no matter what it is that you're talking to, when you ask the question, then get into answer mode, like answer vibration mode, so that you are receptive to the answer. And then go about your merry way. And at some point, fairly soon, the answer will come to you and you will just know it. Okay. Okay, so here we have the daily guidance cards, and we will ask your angels for one last bit of wisdom for you for this reading for this week, April 11 through 17 of 2022. Thank you, angels. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Release and surrender. Release and surrender. So in a way, it's similar to the cycles and rhythms. Release and surrender. So anything that has got you puzzled, that's got you confused, that you're stressing over, just say, you know what? I'm done stressing over that. It will happen as it happens, and I will be content with that. And so higher guidance, angels, source, whatever, I hand it to you to look after it, and I trust that it will all come out perfectly. And so it is. It's beautiful. It releases all the stress from you. It gives all the, the problem solving to your higher self, to the higher being, however you choose to think of that, and provides a solution and brings it to you. Beautiful. And then you have peace. Okay, Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. You have no idea how much I appreciate you, and I love you, and I will see you next time.